Most people wake up feeling like they are falling behind. You look at your phone and see people who seem to have it all figured out. You see leaders, scientists, and artists who change the world. You might think of people like Carl Jung, Albert Einstein, or Nelson Mandela and feel a sense of shame. To you, they look like a different species. They had drive, vision, and a clear sense of purpose. When you look at your own life, you might see a lack of motivation. You might spend hours scrolling through social media or putting off tasks that you know are important. You tell yourself that you are just lazy. You believe that you simply weren't born with the spark that those great figures had. But this is a mistake. There is a huge gap between the myth of greatness and the reality of being human. We think success is an external ladder we have to climb, but real success is an internal journey. Those great figures weren't special because they never felt tired or lost. They were significant because they stopped looking for answers in the outside world and started looking into their own souls. They understood that a person's path is unique. It isn't found by following a map made by someone else. Your life's meaning is shaped by the shadows you choose to integrate and the fears you are finally willing to face. The philosophy of Carl Jung offers a different way to look at why you feel stuck. Jung believed that purpose is not about what you possess, like a fast car or a big title. Instead, purpose is about who you are and the way you act in the world. He saw the human mind, or the psyche, as a vast landscape. At the center of this landscape is the ego. This is your conscious mind. It is the part of you that thinks, I want coffee, or I am a good person. The ego is the face you show to the mirror every morning. However, the ego is only a tiny island in a massive ocean. That ocean is the unconscious. This is where your hidden depths lie. It contains all the things you've pushed down because they were too scary, too embarrassing, or too difficult to deal with. Jung argued that the key to living a life that actually feels real is found within these hidden depths. Most people spend their entire lives trying to achieve universal goals that society tells them are important. They want the house, the money, and the status. But because these goals don't come from their own unconscious, they feel empty even when they achieve them. They feel lazy because their soul isn't actually interested in the goals their ego has set. Carl Jung was a famous Swiss psychiatrist who spent decades trying to map out this internal world. He is the founder of analytical psychology and wrote books like Man and His Symbols. He wanted to help people become their fullest selves. He believed that within every person, there is a shadow. This shadow is the collection of all the traits we reject. It's where our envy, our hidden anger, and even our untapped talents live. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. Jung's work suggests that if you feel like you are avoiding life, it's actually because you are avoiding yourself. You hide parts of your identity to fit an image. The thesis of this journey is simple. You can only find your true purpose by walking into the dark parts of your mind. By revealing your shadow, you stop being a passenger in your own life. You will see that your laziness is just a defense mechanism to stay safe. In the chapters to come, we will explore how to stop running and how to finally look into the mirror to see who is actually standing there right now today. Most of us go through life thinking we know exactly who we are. We look at our daily routines, our jobs, and our relationships, and think that this is the whole story. But Carl Jung famously said that looking outward is just dreaming, while looking inward is what actually wakes you up. The problem is that most of us are asleep. We spend all our energy and focus on maintaining what is known as the persona. This is your social mask. It is the version of you that is polite at dinner parties, professional at the office, or helpful to your family. The persona is useful because it helps us fit into society, but it isn't your true self. It is a performance. When you focus too much on the mask, you start to lose touch with the person underneath it. This is why you might feel like a fraud, even when you are doing everything right. You are living for the mask, not for yourself. This disconnect creates a deep sense of emptiness. You feel like you are just going through the motions because the true self is being pushed into a corner to make room for the character you think the world wants to see. Beneath this mask lies the shadow. It is important to understand that the shadow isn't a monster. It is simply the place where you store everything you have tried to hide or ignore. It is a reservoir of repressed emotions, secret desires, and traits you were told were bad when you were young. Maybe you were a loud child and were told to be quiet, so you pushed your energy into the shadow. Now, as an adult, you feel small and wonder why you lack the drive to speak up. The shadow also holds things like envy, anger, and even what you call laziness. We often label ourselves as lazy when our internal world is in a state of rebellion. Your shadow is holding back your energy because it is tired of being ignored. If you don't acknowledge these parts of yourself, they don't just go away. They sit in the dark and grow. They come out in ways you can't control, like a sudden burst of temper or a feeling of deep bitterness when you see someone else succeed. That is your shadow, trying to get your attention through the cracks in your mask. It is the part of you that refuses to work for a version of life that does not feel real. To stop being a victim of these hidden feelings, you have to start the process of self-discovery. This isn't easy work. It requires a level of radical honesty that most people are afraid to try. It involves looking at your shameful hobbies or the parts of your personality that make you feel embarrassed. You can use tools like journaling or meditation, but the core of the work is the interrogation method. When you find yourself reacting strongly to something, you have to stop and ask yourself why. If you feel a sting of jealousy when a friend gets a promotion, don't push the feeling away or feel guilty about it. Ask yourself, what part of me feels left behind? Why do I feel like I am not enough without that success? You are looking for the root of the feeling. You are trying to see the shadow clearly. The goal is to acknowledge a trait without letting it define your entire identity. You might find that you have a lot of repressed rage, but that doesn't mean you are a violent person. It means you are a person who has been ignoring their own boundaries for too long. By naming the trait, you take its power away and start to regain control. One of the most powerful maps for finding these hidden parts of yourself is the mirror effect. This is the concept of psychological projection. Jung realized that the things we hate most in other people are almost always the things we are hiding in ourselves. When you find someone's behavior unbearable, it is usually because they are acting out a trait that you have locked away. If you find yourself constantly judging others for being lazy, it might be because you are terrified of your own need to rest. You have pushed your own desire for balance so deep into the dark that seeing someone else relax feels like a personal insult. Your irritability toward others is actually a guide. It shows you exactly where your own soul is hurting. Every time someone gets under your skin, they are holding up a mirror to your internal world. Instead of getting angry at them, you can use that moment to learn something about yourself. This is how you move from wanting to be a good person to wanting to be a whole person. Wholeness means you accept both the light and the dark aspects of your mind. It means you stop running from the mirror and finally start to see the person who has been standing there all along. The danger of keeping your shadow locked away is that it doesn't just stay quiet or disappear. It waits. When you try to be perfect and hide those traits you think are bad, you are actually building a pressure cooker inside your mind. Repression is an active process that takes a lot of mental energy every single day. This creates the exhaustion you feel after a day of doing nothing. You aren't lazy in the way you think. You are simply burnt out from the constant effort of keeping your own identity hidden from yourself and the world. When you ignore your shadow, It eventually forces its way out in ways you can't control. It leaks out through sudden anger or unexplained sadness. You are fighting a war against yourself, and in that war, there are no winners. You end up stuck in a cycle of avoidance, afraid that if you stop for a moment, the things you have hidden will catch up to you. Instead of seeing your negative traits as enemies, you need to start seeing them as potential tools. This is the heart of integration. Think about a trait like anger. Most people are taught that anger is a bad thing that should be avoided. But if you never acknowledge your anger, you lose the ability to protect yourself. If you integrate that anger, it transforms into a healthy sense of self-defense and a clear voice that says no when someone crosses your boundaries. It is the source of your drive and your ability to stand tall. The same is true for envy. Use your envy as a compass rather than a source of guilt. It is your mind telling you what you actually value. If you are jealous of a friend's career, it means you have an untapped desire for growth. Envy is just motivation that hasn't found a path yet. By naming these hidden feelings, you take away their power to keep you stationary. When you stop fearing these parts of yourself, you can finally put them to work for your own benefit. Accepting the shadow is how you achieve true balance. You stop trying to be a saint and start trying to be a whole human being. This makes you authentic rather than just good. Authenticity is the only thing that can cure the constant feeling of being a fraud. But you must understand that shadow work is not a task you finish in a weekend. It is a continuous, lifelong cycle. As you grow and face new challenges, new parts of your shadow will appear. It is a meaningful way to live because it keeps you grounded in reality rather than lost in the illusions of your persona. This internal honesty creates a foundation of strength that nothing in the external world can shake. The final shift happens when you move from thought to action. You cannot think your way into a new life. You have to act your way into it. Carl Jung believed that you are what you do, not what you say you will do. Up until now, you might have been living a reactive life. You wait for things to happen to you, and then you react. You wait for someone to offer you an opportunity or for a friend to reach out. But when you integrate your shadow and understand your true needs, you begin to live proactively. You take the lead. You don't wait for permission to pursue a promotion or build a new friendship. You initiate the change because you finally know who is doing the acting. You are no longer a spectator in your own life. This proactive living is where your purpose is finally manifested. Purpose isn't a destination or a trophy. It is a practice that exists in your everyday life. It is the result of aligning your actions with your true self. This internal work is the foundation of everything you will build in the physical world. When you stop avoiding yourself, the laziness disappears because there is no more internal friction holding you back. You find that you have the energy to build, to create, and to connect. The work you have done inside your psyche prepares you for the world outside. You are no longer a victim of your own mind. You are the architect of your own story. The journey of self-discovery is the first step, but the final step is simply living with your eyes wide open. You are not lazy. You are just waiting for yourself to show up. Now that you have, the real work begins.